How you doing? And welcome to the Sunday edition of the Blackout Show Live. This old school rounding first and heading for second. This is the Blackout. I'm your host, C Black. Tonight's show, second part of Bash a Man Night. How about that? Last night we had an interesting caller from Southfield, Joy. I would love for Joy to call back in, by the way. Very entertaining. Definitely the caller of the month. And make sure you call back in. We want to send you a Blackout t-shirt to represent. Appreciate you. Very interesting. You were the talk of the night. All right, so let's start the show off with, first of all, well, hold it, man. Hold it. Go. That's my dog. That's Corey. All right. We were discussing when I say bash a man weekend. And it's funny. She said she didn't want to bash a man, but she jumped right into them when she said they were selfish. Oh, that was... she said, I want to bash them, but all men are selfish. Funny. But yeah, some things that stuck out to me also was... she said all men. And it's funny. I think the men think the women are selfish. Pretty sure they do. Now, the line is open tonight. Any calls, we discuss anything. We're trying to make the Blackout Podcast Detroit's podcast. Call in. It's open line. We can discuss anything. And that's a good thing. You know, some people call and they vent, and some people call because they want to know or they want to hear feedback. But either way, it's just conversation. So, sit back, relax, and pick up that phone and call in. Now, I noticed that some people have sent some texts. I was supposed to read those the other night. I'm sorry I missed out. And I got a call here right now. I'm going to take that before I get into that. Hey, this is the Blackout Show. Who's calling?
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? What's your first name?
Tim.
Tim. And you calling from where?
Jackson, Michigan.
Jackson, Michigan. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good.
I'm glad you tuned into the show. What we got going on? What we need to talk about?
I don't know what's going on right now.
What you mean?
But there's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, go ahead. This is the show for that. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing going on right now is the Travis Scott, situation going on at the Astro World. That's probably the biggest thing right now. I haven't seen in the last couple of days.
Yeah, that is a tragedy. And you wonder why, like something like that hasn't happened before, where so many people gathered and basically just people on top of people. And it's funny that a stampede like that hasn't happened in a long time. It seemed like it would happen more, but for that to happen, that event, I imagine the humidity was low and the air was tough to breathe, and people basically before that struggling already just to get air. And once they started rushing the stage, that was it. And it's basically survival time. How can I survive? And a lot of people are really lucky or blessed that it turned out that way. You lost some lives, but it sounded like it could have been even worse. Tim, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah, it's like it could have been even worse than what it was. Any comment from you about that or anything else?
About that, I don't really know too much. I just read a glimpse of some articles. I didn't dig too deep into it, but I know it's probably not going to be too good as far as future events for concerts or open gatherings, especially people our age. I think as young as 14 or 10 years old or something like that was the death. So there's going to be, I think, a lot more restrictions on future events. But as far as that event, I'd say that's probably the only thing that I can say about that is we definitely got to do better because that definitely could have went. A lot worse, like you said.
Right.
Could have been instead of 8, 10 people, could have been hundreds. There's thousands of people there. 3, 4, 5, good for you.
Um. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It probably will be a difference now. In the way they do things. I know now they take COVID tests for you to get into the concert, which is
Right.
which is it's a good thing. So, and now with today's revelation, they're gonna have a pill that you can take. Should you catch COVID, you can take a pill, and it keep you from being hospitalized. That's a good thing. Tim.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh. Uh. Okay. Well, all right. Do appreciate you calling in and living your life. And don't be a stranger. If there's anything you need to talk about, make sure you call in and discuss and tell friends. And since you are a subscriber, make sure you give a thumbs up to the program also.
Absolutely, I appreciate the weekly updates and advice. You know,
Yeah.
keep putting that word out. I'm gonna keep doing my part, seeing if I can, put the word out so you can get more exposure.
Okay. Beautiful. All that's very helpful. And again, do appreciate the call and stay safe.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right.
you have a good one.
All right. Have a blessed night.
Yeah, you too.
That was Tim from Jackson. Um, yeah, I guess I'm stumbling because I'm trying to make sure that everything is good um, tonight. I'm looking at my alternate technical. Everything is good tonight. We're on air. We're live. Okay. Um, I was about to read a text from someone that sent in like an email. This one was an email. It says, uh, "You're decent looking." I don't know how to take that. But what gives you the right to say women are frying bacon? That's one of the terminology I use um, when your thighs are protruding onto the other thighs, and as you walk, you're rubbing, and you smell bacon in the house. I just figured those are thighs rubbing together. So I said, "Woman's making bacon," and she said, "What gives me the right to say that?" Um, the same reason that someone may say, "No, uh, it's just my opinion." Uh, Decent looking? No, he's not even decent looking. What would make you say that? The same reason that gives them the reason to make an opinion about me. I can make an opinion about someone else also. I've lost friends over uh, the making bacon comment. They just we was in a group text and they like I'm out and all that because of making bacon. And I'm thinking, wow, it wasn't pertaining to them. It was just me saying you making bacon. But who am I? But it's just someone's opinion. Wasn't being nasty with it. And I always thought if you if you bothers you and if it's true, if it's not true, it shouldn't bother you one bit. If it's true, it's still you, but you can't get mad at the truth. How do you get mad at the truth? I told you, I showed you my belly a few times on this show, right? And someone said, "Well, you fat black." I couldn't be mad at them or lose my mind. They saying what they see is true. So how do you get mad if your thighs are really rubbing together? How do you get mad at that? Hmm. But that's just, I guess, I don't know, just people being sensitive and um, just being sensitive. That's all. Um, and I think that started back when being your household. Your household people talk about each other all the time. It's just what they do. So when you went out into the world, you was prepared for that. You could take the hits that you got. But today, you don't talk about the kids. You don't. Everything about them is good. So when they go out into the world treats them like for what they see, um, and they tell the truth. And you feel like you're being bullied or offended because they're not going to sugarcoat. They're going to tell you the truth as it is in the world. And nobody's been prepared for that. And life is life. You know, life is life, and that's a part of it. And I don't know if I've done this enough, but for the people who don't appreciate it, I like to make sure that I recognize the blessings that I've had. I got in my basement, the water's running, and in the tub, and it needs another faucet. Probably could use another tub. It won't stop running. But the funny part about that is, I remember being where the water wasn't even on. They cut it off. The water, they came out, shut it off, non-payment. Now the water's running, and I'm like, okay. I remember moving to the house and sleeping on the floor. This was, you know, just moved in, didn't have it, sleeping on the floor. And this is after a divorce. And I remember now, sleeping on the floor, I sleep on memory foam mattresses now. I remember. And I said it to say how blessed I feel for me. And I think we all need at times make sure and recognize we are blessed. I didn't say how much you got, I didn't say none of that. You just should feel blessed and appreciate it. Because it doesn't always have to be. Everybody don't have, and the ones that don't have still are blessed. So I just wanted to make sure, maybe because it's a Sunday, I wanted to point that out that he is the reason. Okay. Um, Another text I got was from a man. Um, most men do work and take care of their families. Um, that's true. Most men probably do take care of their families. They work, um, get the best they can for their kids and family and raise them. And the ones that I'm probably not discussing are maybe the younger guys who don't get it yet, and hopefully they will get it. That they got to get it and take care of their families and raise their kids and do all the things they're supposed to. As a man, you go to work, get your job, get your place, take care of your family. It's just being a man. No shortcut, nothing else to it. Well, anyway, I'll take some more of these comments, but right now I want to go to break, and we'll see you after a short break. Okay? So, stay with me. I'm looking at my technician, and he's looking like how did we go to a short break? We just go to a short break.
No music?
No, just pause. And still look for your calls, 313-488-7788. Or you can just send me a text, or you can send me email at 313 the Blackout Podcast gmail.com. All right. Okay. See you after the break. Break.